Throughout my teaching career as a language teacher, I've noticed that many parents complain about one thing all the time, repeatedly and repeatedly. Not about one thing, about many things. But the most important thing is their children's memorization. They say what? They say, my child, after memorizing the words, immediately he forgets them afterwards. Just 1 week and he forgets them. And when he tries to recall the word, no, I try to remind him of it. They forget it. He or she forgets it. So, are they right about their doubts? Are they right about their disappointment? Generally speaking, no, they're not. Why? I have a rule. This rule states that. You would tell me that children cannot do that. Retrieval practice effect. More than 7 times. One source is not enough. Let's first admit that we live in a community where English is not used as a medium of communication, and consequently, in the absence of opportunities to use the language, rapid forgetting occurs. What do you mean by that? If you don't use it, you lose it. You don't find a chance to use the language to communicate with others, to use the words you've just learned. Surely they will disappear, they will vanish. Now let's be focused and answer parents' question, the question they raised. I have a rule. This rule states that one time is not enough. Short time is not enough. One source is not enough. Less practice is not accepted. What do I mean by that? One time is not enough. Numerous research studies have shown that the students need to be exposed to the language more. The language here, I mean the word. The students need to be exposed to the word more than 7 times. More than 7 times. So it's not one time. If he learned it with the teacher in the classroom and the teacher repeatedly and he repeated it over and over and over, it's not enough. You're depending on the short memory, and we have to distinguish between the short-term memory and the long-term memory. The short-term memory, this is the one we use all the time when we cram for the tests, and then when we go to the test, we pour all the information in the test and then we say bye-bye to all the information and forget everything. But the long-term memory, it needs a lot of effort. You cannot gain the information effortlessly. You need to have some pain. So you need to listen to the word many times or encounter the word many times. Not just from one source, from many sources. What do you mean by that? I'm exposed to the word. The first time to hear the word was by my teacher in the classroom. It's not enough. I need to see the word on the TV. I hear it from an audio after that from the teacher. Okay, I need to read it in a newspaper. I need to find it here and here for 7 times. If you are exposed to the language, you will meet the word, you will see it. And that's why you need to write the word and go and visit it and revisit it many times. And then you can recall the word. If you recall the word, what do you mean by recalling the word? Recalling the word, it means you're doing some efforts, exerting some efforts to get it back in your memory, recalling it, retrieving it. That would help you to remember it. And that's why I'm advising my students to recall the word when they're walking in the street, when they're doing that. What's the meaning of that word? How can I say in that situation? You would tell me that children cannot do that. Yes, they cannot, but you can expose them to the language. You can what? Expose them to the language throughout programs, throughout YouTube channels, throughout courses, or many other things. This technique of recalling the word, it has a scientific name. It's called retrieval practice effect. Retrieval practice effect, which makes the word more likely to be recalled again and again. Because, as we said, you did some effort to recall it and you used it. Now you used many senses. You used maybe your hand to write it. You used your tongue to take it out, to participate in a conversation, to negotiate meanings with others. However, this retrieval practice effect needs to be practiced over spaced intervals. Which means what? This practice needs to be done over periods of time, over different periods of time. After 1 month, then after 3 months, then after 9 months. And you must recall and retrieve and practice and rehearse all the time. Thank you, and I hope this video, inshallah, would be useful to you.